Hey, hi everyone. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Let's understand the agenda of today, and you'll get an overview on what is this course for, what you'll get as a part of this course, whom this course is for, and all. Okay. Coming to myself Hitesh. I do have 13 plus years of experience in IT, and into Snowflake, 5 plus years of experience. I was completely working on data side from the beginning. That's pretty much about myself. So here, coming to the this today's demo agenda, right? We'll understand who this course is for. This course is designed for both working professionals as well as even freshers, or the folks who are working in non-IT, who wanted to switch their career to IT. For because we will be getting started from basic to advanced. Okay, it will be an in-depth training. And another thing is, this Snowflake data cloud is a new skill. Say since 2020 onwards, it started booming. Okay, since let's say last 5 years. Okay, so before that it was not there. Even if you learn Snowflake, the relevant experience what they would expect from you is like 3 years, 2 3 years. Okay, 2 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience out of your total experience, whatever is your background. Okay, so what are the prerequisites for this course? It is good to have SQL knowledge. If you know SQL, that is well and good. Even if you don't know SQL, don't worry, we'll have SQL sessions separately. Okay, so how it works out is, every Saturday we'll have SQL session. Okay, every Saturday we are going to have a SQL session, Monday to Friday Snowflake sessions. Even before getting started with actual Snowflake contents, we'll have the SQL basic session. Then after that, we'll start with Snowflake contents. Okay. If you are already from SQL background, or if you know SQL, that is well and good. If you are not from SQL background, don't worry. We're going to have SQL sessions as well. Okay. SQL is the core for Snowflake. Got it? That is, if you know that, that is good. If not, like we'll be covering that. Got it? And regarding the prerequisites, right? Like you don't have to install any software as such. How will for Snowflake practice, right? How we are going to practice this? Snowflake is like software as a service in cloud. Okay, you will understand what it is. I'll show you. You just need browser and internet to like even for your practice. You will get 120 days free trial. Okay, with just your mail ID without providing your credit or debit card details. So in that 120 days free trial link, we can practice. Even after once this 120-day free trial Snowflake account which we create, once it gets expired as well, we can create another account using the same mail ID also. We just need a mail ID to create a trial account. Got it? And Snowflake is not licensed. Okay, it is pay as you go model. We'll see the technical reasons as well why you have to learn Snowflake. Got it? So if you have a lot of skills, right, in the market, like if you wanted to switch to IT, there are a lot of skills. But why do you need to switch to Snowflake? Why do you have to learn Snowflake? Okay, we'll see the technical reasons. As I said, one of the reasons is it is demanding skill. Okay, and hot skill in market. If you take few technologies, there are no like opportunities, in a sense you don't have you don't get interview calls as such. But for Snowflake, market is good. Hiring is going on in all MNCs. Even last week, this week, 3 of our candidates got placed. Even in the current batch, we are getting extreme responses because a lot of our candidates who got placed, they are referring candidates. Okay, that's the reason. Even in this batch, if you see, majority of the candidates are from referral. Whoever got placed, they have referred their friends or their relatives. That way, we're getting a lot of candidates here. Especially why our candidates will be getting offers on Snowflake, and why you have to learn Snowflake with us is, if you take you'll be getting, okay, before we go there, let's understand what is the job market on Snowflake. Okay, whatever is, this is your overall experience. If you, I mean, claim whatever is your background, if you are switching from IT to non-IT, or you are already working on in a particular technology in IT and you wanted to switch to Snowflake, or even whoever is working already on Snowflake who wanted to gain expertise. See, even in projects, everyone will not get exposure to work in depth on all features of Snowflake. As a part of this training on Snowflake end to end, all features will be covered in depth. Okay. If you wanted to crack interviews on Snowflake, you can easily crack. I'll show you why you'll be able to crack. So if you take packages in India, right? If you claim 2 to 4 years of overall experience, out of that, I mean, relevant experience, what we need to project on Snowflake is 2 to 4 years. Okay. Suppose if you take, you are going to claim 4 years of experience. For 4 years of, out of 4 years of overall experience, you can claim 2 to 3 years of relevant Snowflake experience, 2.5 years, 3 years, like that. Okay, what are the packages that you are going to get is, even if you have overall 2 years, minimum you will get 8.5. For 4 years up to 15, based on package. So usually how it is suppose suppose your experiences say 4 years. The minimum, I mean, the average package on Snowflake, what you get now in India is overall, if you have 4 years of experience, 4 into 3, that is 12. Okay, and like max pack, I mean, the average is 4 in years of experience into 3 or 4. That is 12, 4 into 3, 12, 4 into 4, 16. This is the average range, 16 lakhs. This is the package, how much you are going to get on Snowflake. If suppose you have 5 years of experience, 5 into 3, 15, 5 into 4, 20, between 15 to 20. That is the average range, how much package you are going to get. Got it? Again, that depends. I mean, even you can get more packages also if you're getting the right opportunity, product-based companies and all. A lot of clients, a lot of companies are using Snowflake, and it is going to increase as well. The usage of Snowflake is still going to increase. The reason is, I'll explain you the technical reasons. Before we go there, why our candidates are getting clicked is, if you observe, see, daily basis, you are going to get like as a part of our training, you are going to get the recordings. Suppose if you pick one topic, for example, table types or time travel, any of the topic, daily basis, right? You are going to get the code which we are using for our practice. As a part of that session, we are going to discuss what issues you face in, I mean, how that, how we are going to use that feature in real projects. What are the use cases? What issues you face in the projects when you use that feature? How to overcome them? Okay. And with respect to interviews, right? What type of scenarios they would ask in interviews on this topic? Okay, so you will get an interview preparation kit for each topic. So if you follow our content end to end, right? I mean, what we are discussing, you can easily crack interviews and manage your work also. Even if you're claiming certain experience on Snowflake, you can easily manage things, and you'll get a detailed document also on that specific topic. Detailed document, what it is. Okay, and you're going to get the recording as well. So you'll get the code, content, interview preparation kit, recording, everything on daily basis. Okay. So, and even after the sessions end, in the end, like we are going to discuss the project as well. As a part of project session, you are going to get what you would like to see. What we observed is majority of the candidates, they'll face issues while explaining the project. In interviews, the first thing they'll ask is, after introduction, they'll ask you to explain about the project. So for that, you are going to get a document, how you have to explain your project. Okay. And then what issues you face in the project. Okay, suppose you are migrating. See, majority of the Snowflake projects are migration projects. Suppose if you are migrating from Oracle to Snowflake, SQL Server to Snowflake, what challenges you are going to face? And even in terms of sometimes, in order to check whether you have really worked or not, they'll ask a couple of like um, data objects. Like say, they'll ask you to name some tables which you have used in your project. So we know like what challenges. I mean, if you're switching, if someone is learning and switching to a new technology, right, and if they claim certain experience, what challenge, I mean, in interviews, what challenges they face. Okay, what questions they'll not be able to answer. All those areas we will be covering as a part of training. Okay, so end of this training, you'll be in a position to easily crack interviews and manage your work. Okay, what you have to do is you have to practice whatever we are covering. Okay, you need to spare some time, practice whatever we are discussing. Okay, if you learn what we are discussing, you can easily crack interviews and manage the work. Okay, fine. Let's come back to the technical reasons why you have to learn Snowflake. So if you take, you have a lot of skills, right? But why you have to learn Snowflake is since it is a demanding skill. I'll explain you why technical is demanding, and then if you compare with other trending technologies, suppose if you take Azure data engineer, that also got demand, but in Snowflake, content is restricted. Okay, it is not vast content. Suppose if you take Azure data engineer or AWS data engineer or something of that sort, right? Do you have to learn multiple stack of tools? Okay, so if you learn only one specific thing, right, you won't get opportunities. Um, Suppose, let me show you. For Snowflake, what you would need is the mandatory skills are Snowflake. Okay, it is like a cloud and data warehouse, or we call it a Snowflake data cloud. When I explain in technical reasons, you'll get to know SQL, data warehousing concepts, a bit of cloud exposure. Cloud mainly storage services. These are the mandatory skills. Apart from this, if you have any other background, ETL, SQL, okay, that will be advantage, but not mandatory. But if you take other technologies, as I said, Azure data engineer, right? You need Azure, Azure SQL, Azure Data Factory, Azure Synapse, Azure Databricks. If you take Databricks, it will be tough. You need coding and all, Python, PySpark. Okay. So in Snowflake, with this mandatory skills, you will be able to get an offer. I mean, you will be able to get an opportunity, a job. Got it? So content is restricted. Whatever we discuss, if you follow properly, you will be able to like get the offer and manage the work also. Fine. Let's see the technical reasons why Snowflake is demanding. Okay. So I'll explain. See, in our regular sessions, you'll understand what is the purpose of Snowflake, what is data warehouse, all those things in detail. Mainly, initially when Snowflake started, it started as a cloud data warehouse. Okay. If you are not from data background, don't worry. In our regular sessions, we'll be getting started from basic. You'll understand what is database, what is data warehouse, all those things in detail. What is data lake? Okay. So if you take, you would have heard about relational databases like Oracle, SQL Server. Okay. If you are not from data background, completely non background, don't worry. The first session which we are going to get started, right? It will be from database basics. Okay, SQL and database basics. That will be the first session. If you're already from data background, you can skip that and you can start from Snowflake contents. Okay. So as I said, Monday to Friday it will be Snowflake sessions. I mean, going forward. But after this demo, the first session is going to be SQL or database basic session, and from second session onwards, we'll get started with Snowflake. After that, every Saturday we are going to have a SQL session. Okay, Monday to Friday it will be Snowflake session. So every Saturday it will be SQL session. As a part of SQL session, we'll be covering database and SQL basics from beginning. I mean, from scratch. Got it? If you're from complete non-IT background or I mean, if you're not from database background, you don't have to worry. We'll be covering since we'll be beginning from basics. Okay. So now today we'll see the technical reasons on high level. So if you take all this Oracle, SQL Server, they're all relational databases. Okay. They will store data row. I mean, as I said, as a part of database basic session, you'll get clarity. Don't worry if you're not from data background. So here on high level, if you install this software, say Oracle SQL Server in a machine, we call that as database server. Okay. So all our, see, we are using a lot of things, right? Like say, we are using WhatsApp, we are doing net banking. Okay, we are buying products from like e-commerce website where all that data is stored. It will be stored in a database. Okay, if you install any of these servers in a computer, we call that as a database server. So through network, users will connect to the database and the DBMS actually. As a part of database basic session, you'll understand what is DBMS and all. Okay, so uh, when users try to interact with that DBMS, okay, where data will be stored in that particular DBMSs in the hard disk of that particular computer. I'm saying about database server, right? All our data will be stored in the hard disk of that particular computer. Okay, and then um, users can access the data using network through internet or network. Okay, so here when you try to access the data, how you'll get that data from the store from the uh, like hard disk of that particular computer is you need compute power, right? You need compute power. Compute power means to access this data, we will use SQL. To access the data which is there in your database, the language that we use in the databases is SQL. SQL means structured query language. Okay, so when you submit a query, okay, by any user, if they submit any query, or even in net banking, suppose you transfer of some amount, or once you log in, all those things, right, in the backend, it will generate SQL statements and it will get executed on this database server. Okay, so to run that database servers, to run that query on the database, it would require compute resources. Compute resources means your processor, RAM, hard disk, right? They're all compute resources, SSD storage. Okay, so how in case of relational databases, both your storage, okay, all your data will be stored in the hard disk of that particular computer to and the compute resources to run your queries. It will make use of the compute resources of the same machine, same server. You're getting it? So it will make use of the compute power of the same machine. That is um, like whatever is the processor RAM that you have in this machine, making use of that same compute power, the queries will get executed. So here the problem is whenever the number of users increase or volume of data increases. Okay, suppose if volume of data is very high, you know, right, nowadays data is growing very fast. As soon as you wake up, like I mean, everything we are doing through Internet of Things, and it is all digital world, right? So like data is growing very fast. Okay, so this relational databases, since it is a single machine, when volume of data increases and when number of users who try to access this data, when they increase, what problems we face is we'll face performance issues. We are going to face performance issues. Okay, it will take a lot of time. You would have seen when all of a sudden, if the traffic goes up, okay, suppose during big billion days, or whenever, even if you take when results gets announced for any exams, like say 10th standard or plus 2, okay, that time what happens? We would say server has crashed, right? Sometimes it will go down immediately. After some time, then again fix it and then it will become up. So what is happening in background is, and sometimes it will take a lot of time. So the problem is your server will be slow. In the sense, this database server in the back end. Okay, when many users try to hit, sometimes it will hang. That's what we call it as crash. Okay, got it? So when number of users, all of a sudden, if traffic increases, number of users increase or volume of data increase, you'll face those performance issues and other issues. Got it? Server crash and all. So to overcome that, what we need to do in relational databases, we can scale it vertically. You have this databases, we can scale vertically and horizontally. Okay, relational any database. So vertical scaling means to that same machine. Okay, we can add more like say more RAM, more hard disk, more SSD, and upgrade that processor to a high-end processor. Okay, that is like vertical scaling. So the same machine will add more compute power. But even if you add more compute power, there is certain limit in terms of how much volume of data we can handle, right? Through single machine. Think logically. Like say, you are very talented. Okay, you are very talented. How much you have got 24 hours, right? Every person has got 24 hours. How much work you can do? There is certain limit, right? Even though you are very talented. So it is like one vertical scaling is this vertical scaling in the sense when you add more power to this computer, it is like vertical scaling we are saying, right? It is like one big machine will do all the work for you. There is certain limit in terms of how much work, even though it is very powerful, how much work it can do, right? But instead of that, if you can distribute that to multiple computers, okay, thousands of computers or machines, right? Then I mean, instead of getting that work done by single computer, if you can distribute that workload, okay, to multiple computers, then that will kind of that distributing, we call it as horizontal scaling, distributing the workload to multiple computers. But relational databases, you can't kind of distribute it to multiple computers. You can just scale it vertically. You can't scale horizontally. Okay. To overcome these issues, apart from this, there are a lot of issues. Instead of scalability means this, I mean, increasing the capacity or adding multiple computers, horizontal and vertical scaling. So because of that and performance issues, and for this, suppose if you take Oracle relational database, there is licensing cost and maintenance also. Okay, like say we need to install that, we need to maintain indexes. I mean that the database need to be maintained. There are a lot of things inside the database. Okay, index maintenance, taking backups, all those things will be there. Your DBA team, you would have heard about database admin team. They'll be handling those maintenance part. Okay, and for other types of data, there is something called semi-structured and unstructured data. Like nowadays, apart from structured data, you have unstructured data like audio files, video files, images, PDFs. This kind of data is also growing fast, right? Okay, so that is also data. So if you take relational databases, you will have limited support for them or no support for those semi-structured and unstructured data. Got it? To overcome all these challenges, even upgrade costs, if you take, you have different editions of Oracle or SQL Server. Old editions, they'll stop support. You have to again upgrade to the new edition, new version. Got it? So those upgrade costs also will be there. These are the challenges we face in relational databases. To overcome these challenges, big data came in. You would have heard about Hadoop big data, right? Big data means it's not just volume, it is variety as well as velocity. 3 V's: volume, variety, velocity. Okay. Volume means, you know, right? Volume means the volume of data. Variety means not just structured. You have unstructured, semi-structured data also. Like say, as I said, audio files, video files, images, PDFs. That is all unstructured data. Semi-structured means like JSON. We are going to discuss in detail about types of data: structured, semi-structured, unstructured, everything. Okay, as a part of our regular sessions. So that variety, okay, different types of data: structured, semi-structured, unstructured. Okay, speed of change, velocity. So you know, right, nowadays the data is growing very fast. Changes in terms of data is very fast. If you compare, say, 5 years back, in the last 5 years, whatever volume of data that got generated, nowadays within single year, more than that volume of data is being generated because of Internet of Things, digital devices. Everywhere data is used, right? So the speed of change is more, the volume is more, variety, velocity, all three. We call it as big data. So in the current world, it is all big data, majority of the cases, right? So to handle this big data, Hadoop came in. Okay, in Hadoop also there are certain flaws. So in Hadoop, how it works on high level is you'll have master node and slave node. Here, both data and compute will be distributed. Data is also distributed. Okay, on high level. We'll in our regular sessions, I'm going to explain about what is the advantage with Snowflake compared to relational databases and Hadoop in detail, Hadoop big data in detail. Even in Hadoop, there are certain limitations. To overcome those limitations, Like Snowflake came up with hybrid architecture. Whatever advantages we have in relational database, whatever advantages we have in Hadoop, with those, we picking those advantages. Okay, Snowflake came with hybrid architecture. Okay, I'll explain about in detail about Snowflake architecture in our regular sessions. On high level, the main advantage for Snowflake is storage and compute are separate. In case of relational database, storage and compute are in same machine. But if you take Snowflake, storage is separate layer, compute is separate layer altogether. Okay, all our data, it will be stored in, see here. If you take Snowflake, the main advantage for Snowflake is, I'll explain about, okay, let me explain about that as well quickly. See, I was explaining about this relational databases, right? Okay, this relational databases, Oracle SQL Server. If you install that in a machine, we call it as database server. If your client is maintaining all this on their own, that is, they will buy a computer, they will install this software, Oracle or SQL Server. They will maintain everything on their own. They'll maintain electricity for this server. So if they maintain, see, usually if you take any client, there'll be different database servers. They'll maintain different servers, not just one server. Multiple servers will be there. If they maintain all these servers at one place, we call it as data center. Okay. If client is maintaining data center on their own, that we call it as on premises. Okay. On premises. If the client is maintaining everything on their own, we call that as on premises. On premise. The name itself, it says, right? They are maintaining everything in their, in their premises, on premises. Okay. But on premises, it is, they'll have to buy the infrastructure, that is, buy the computer, install everything on their own, and they have to maintain everything. By the client itself, they need to maintain everything end to end. Okay. So if you take cloud computing, nowadays cloud is booming, right? So if you take cloud computing, the advantage here is, suppose we have this public cloud providers, like say AWS from Amazon, you have Amazon Web Services, AWS. From Microsoft, you have Azure. Okay, you have Azure. Azure is a public cloud, Azure, AWS. And then from Google, you have Google Cloud Platform, GCP. Okay, these are the major public cloud providers, which majority of the clients are using. Okay, so why clients are moving from on-premises to cloud? The reason is, in cloud, you don't have to buy the computer. You will pay cost based on usage. Suppose you need a computer in cloud with certain capacity, certain processor, certain RAM, certain configuration. You need a computer in cloud. You say you need it for 1 month, or you need it for 1 week. You can get. You don't have to buy the computer. Okay, based on usage. Suppose you are using it for 1 week. You are going to pay cost only for 1 week. In a sense, you won't buy that computer on your own. By using that capacity of computer for 1 week, there will be certain charges. Okay. So you are going to pay only those charges. You are not buying that computer altogether. You're getting it? Okay. That's kind of advantages you get. So I was telling about data center, right? If your client manages all, servers at one place, we call it as data center. If they're maintaining everything on their own, we call it as on premises. It is like if they maintain everything. Okay. So in cloud, these data centers are maintained across the globe, across the world, by this public provider, cloud providers like AWS, Azure, GCP. They're maintaining data centers across the world. Okay. So clients, suppose you're working for one of the banking client, say for example JP Morgan, or any client. Even if you take HDFC, everything nowadays they're using, all clients are using client, even pharma clients, banking clients. Okay, so those guys, if they choose any cloud, they can choose which region they wanted to host their account, their databases and all, and they can manage things here. Okay, in cloud, if you take, how these cloud providers, AWS, Azure, GCP, how they would operate is, They would operate mainly in three models. Okay, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Got it? So if you take on premises means if you are maintaining everything on their own. I'll show you what is the difference between on premises. This is like infrastructure as a service. PaaS means platform as a service. SaaS means software as a service. So these are the three operating models in cloud by any cloud provider. So what is the difference between these three models is it is based on how much you can manage, in a sense your client, how much your client can manage, how much the cloud provider is going to manage, how much your cloud service provider is going to manage. Based on this, you have these three models. Let me explain with an example. See here, on premises. These are the three models. On premises means networking, storage, servers, virtualization, operating system, OS installation, okay, runtime, data, everything is maintained by your client. You management, your client is going to manage. Okay, your company, I mean, whichever, suppose if you take any bank, that bank is going to maintain everything in the back end. Okay, infrastructure as service means it is in cloud. In cloud, the three models we have, right? So if you take networking, storage, servers, virtualization, that is in simple terms, infrastructure means a computer you would get in cloud. A computer, so you can choose how much configuration you need. Your cloud provider. So if it is Azure, Microsoft will provide. If it is AWS, uh, Amazon will provide a computer in cloud. Infrastructure means you will get a computer in cloud. So these things are provided by, say, networking, storage, server. Server means that machine, and that virtualization is managed by your cloud provider. Okay, what your client has to manage is they need to install OS operating system. Which OS they will need? Linux, Windows. Which operating system they need? Your client has to install, and they have to um, like use this. I mean, they can install whatever software they need. All those things, runtime software, everything they can, whatever software they need, they can install in that computer and they can use. That is like infrastructure as a service. That is, you'll just get a computer from the cloud provider. Before we continue, are you guys facing any issue? You can change the layout. I think I missed to tell. If you wanted to see the full screen, right? Whatever we are discussing, you wanted to see it on full screen, you can click on these three dots. Okay, change layout. Click on change layout here. Okay, choose the spotlight option. Then you will be able to see the, instead of auto or instead of tiled, you can go to the spotlight option. Then you will be able to see the screen in full screen. You will be able to see. Okay, fine. So infrastructure as service means you will get a computer from the cloud provider. Whatever software you need, you can install. Whatever OS you need, you can install. Okay, and you can use. Platform as a service means PaaS, PaaS. Okay, PaaS. Infrastructure as means IaaS. This IaaS. PaaS means platform as a service. SaaS means SaaS means SaaS means software as a service. Let's see what is PaaS. That is platform as a service. Here, OS also, your cloud provider only will take care. OS installation also. You can choose either Windows or Linux while you are going to install. I mean, while you are going to choose the machine, right? You even the operating system, even software, runtime means it is like software. So that is also provided by your cloud provider itself. Okay, you have to manage your data and applications. I mean, your client. So here, what you are managing, I mean, your client is managing has gone down. Okay, so these are the three. I mean, if you take services in cloud, those services are split across these three types: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and then software as a service. Software as a service means everything will be taken care by cloud only, by cloud provider only. Cloud provider will be taking care of everything. You need to just manage your data. That's it. Okay, you can just bring your data into that and manage it. Why I'm explaining about this is, these models is, if you take Snowflake, right? If you take Snowflake, it is software as a service in cloud. Software as a service. Okay, SaaS. In your SaaS means what? Everything is managed by your cloud provider. Like say you don't have to worry about installation. Okay. Okay. Snowflake is software as a service in cloud, and it is available in all three leading cloud platforms, like say Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, AWS, and Google Cloud Platform. Okay. Why clients would prefer Snowflake is it is available on all clouds. Microsoft Azure, AWS, Google Cloud. So nowadays, even see if you take few services, like say data services, Azure is good. Infrastructure related services, AWS is good. Artificial intelligence, machine learning services, Google Cloud is good. I mean, so your client, if they want in future, they don't want to restrict to one cloud. That is their perspective nowadays. This in recent trend is like they don't want to restrict to one cloud. Whichever service is good in which cloud, they wanted to use that service in that cloud. So if they go with multi-cloud, since Snowflake it supports all clouds and it is integrated with all clouds, if they maintain their data in Snowflake, they will kind of integrate with any cloud and use any service. Got it? That flexibility also they'll get. That is one of the reasons why clients would choose Snowflake. Apart from this, as I said, in Snowflake architecture, okay, storage and compute are separate. All your data will be stored in storage layer in cloud. In cloud. So since data is stored in cloud, the advantage is you don't have to worry about volume of data, how much volume of data you can store. Okay, even you can store petabytes of data also. And how you'll pay cost is based on usage. Suppose I'm using 1 terabyte of data for the entire month. Then I'll pay cost only for 1 terabyte. Okay, even in Snowflake, since data is stored in cloud, in the storage layer in cloud, based on usage, you'll pay the cost. How much volume of data you are storing, based on that, we'll pay the cost. And in Snowflake, the advantage is the data is going to get stored in columnar format, hybrid columnar format in micro partitions. Okay, we'll have a detailed session about storage, how data gets stored in Snowflake in our regular sessions. You'll get clarity that time. But here, when you try to load data into Snowflake, by default, data gets compressed. All your data, by default, when you try to load into Snowflake, it gets compressed and encrypted for security purpose, and it gets stored in the storage layer. So we are going to pay compute cost on compressed data. So compared to your cloud, regular cloud, in Snowflake, since you are paying storage cost on compressed data, the storage cost will be minimal, will be less. Okay, and if you see in any cloud, mainly there are two types of charges. One is storage, the other one is compute. Even in Snowflake, we have two types of charges, storage and compute. And here, since storage and compute are separate, if you take relational database, which I was showing, this database, storage and compute are coupled. They are in same machine. Okay. So suppose whenever we are not using compute. So over the weekend, suppose especially the way when you are designing a database for analysis purpose, to take some decisions, to increase your revenue, to increase your sales, you want to take some decision, then you will do analysis, right? So especially when you design a database for analysis purpose, maybe over the weekend or sometimes over the night time, you may not run that 24/7. You don't run analysis, right? Whenever you are not using you don't need compute power. Say when you run query, that time only you need compute power, right? But in case of relational databases, you cannot suspend, since storage and computer in same mission, you cannot kind of stop the server all the time. It should be up and running. Okay, but in Snowflake, the advantage is since storage and compute are separate, suppose over the night time or over the weekends, you're not going to run any queries. You can suspend this compute. Okay, compute you can suspend. That is the advantage. And you are paying costs separately, storage and compute. Storage costs are very minimal in any cloud. In Snowflake, it will be still less. Why? We are paying storage cost on compressed data, on top of compressed data. If you take storage cost, if you are storing 1 terabyte of data for the entire month, you are going to pay an average $23 per month per terabyte for the entire month. Okay. If you take compute, okay, we have something called virtual warehouses in Snowflake. What is a virtual warehouse? Let me explain on high level. So virtual warehouse, it is like cluster of compute nodes. Cluster means group group of computers. Here, when I am saying compute, I mean machine or node is nothing but a computer. Okay, if wherever it is, if we are using machine, the word machine or node is nothing but, that is also nothing but a computer. Okay, so if you take what is a virtual warehouse in Snowflake, it is not data warehouse. If you are from data background, don't get confused with data warehouse. I will discuss, you'll get to know as we progress in our sessions what is virtual warehouse, what is data warehouse in detail. So virtual warehouse on high level, in Snowflake, to run anything we need compute power, right? Compute resources. How we would get that compute power in Snowflake is using virtual warehouses. Okay, so virtual warehouse is nothing but it is a cluster of compute nodes, that is group of computers. Cluster means group of computers. Group, cluster means group. Cluster of compute nodes means group of computers. So in Snowflake, how you would get the compute power? Compute power means your processor, your RAM, your SSD storage, all those we call it as compute resources. So in Snowflake, to run your queries, how you would get that is using virtual warehouses. We have different sizes of virtual warehouses, like extra small, small, medium, large, Excel, like this. They come in different t-shirt sizes. I'll show you now practically how virtual warehouse, how we'll use virtual warehouse, what are the different sizes. So extra small, if I choose the virtual warehouse size as extra small, I would get compute power of one machine. If I choose the virtual warehouse size as small, I will get a cluster of 2 compute nodes. Medium, I would get compute power of 4 machines. Okay, a cluster of 4 compute nodes. I would get that much power in the backend. Okay, so large means a cluster of 8 compute nodes. Don't get confused. All these virtual warehouse sizes, all these things will be managed by Snowflake in the backend. Okay, since Snowflake is software as a service, you don't have to worry about storage, compute, installation, nothing. You can directly sign up for the Snowflake account like Gmail, like the way we sign up for a Gmail account, right? Like that, we can sign up for Snowflake and we can start using whichever virtual warehouse you want. I mean, whichever size you want. As we progress in our regular sessions, you'll get to know. Let me show you on high level. Suppose this is the Snowflake account. Okay, you have to sign up. If you have to sign up for this account, it just takes 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. We are going to show like how to sign up for the trial account, how to use it for your practice in our regular sessions. Suppose if I show you, let's take see, this way daily basis, this code also you are going to get. Okay, suppose I wanted to run one query. These are all SQL statements. If you're not from data background, don't worry. You will get to know how to write SQL queries and all. It will be simple only. It is like general English. See, select star means all columns from table name. Suppose if I have to run this SQL statement in Snowflake, this is the Snowflake interface, user interface. Got it? Here is where you would choose the virtual warehouse. Okay, you will have different virtual, see extra small, it is saying compute underscore WH. This is the warehouse, virtual warehouse name. So the size of that virtual warehouse is extra small. Suppose I wanted to increase the size to say, see here, X small, medium, large, XL, 2XL, 3XL, 4XL, like this, right? Suppose if I choose the warehouse size as medium, they have changed it. You can increase or decrease the warehouse size anytime in Snowflake. Okay, so this virtual warehouses, the sizes, different sizes, they're all handled by Snowflake in the backend, since Snowflake is software as a service. Anytime you can increase or decrease the warehouse size. Now I have selected the warehouse size as medium. Now if I run this query, say I've selected and I've gone to the right top, here you have an option run. If I click on this play button, it will get executed. So it is showing you the data from that table. Okay, so this, I mean, to run this query, it has in the backend, Snowflake has provided a cluster of how much? Medium warehouse size. Medium means how much? Medium means how much? 4. A group of 4 computers power I got in the backend. Got it? You can choose the warehouse size. In our regular sessions, you'll get clarity on this. When to use which warehouse size and how, I mean, When do you have to increase the warehouse size? If we don't simply go and increase the warehouse size, if you go to bigger warehouse size, cost also will increase. You'll get more compute power, cost also is going to get increased. That's how you'll get clarity on virtual warehouse in detail in our regular sessions. Okay, so you can increase the warehouse size up to 6XL here. The warehouse size, so extra small ones, in the backend, you'll get a compute power of 1 machine. Small means compute power of 2 machines. Okay, so because it is a group of 2 computers power you would get. Okay, medium means a group of 4 computers. Large means 8, a group of 8. XL means a group of 16 computers. Okay, like this, if you see, extra small means 1, small means 2, medium means 4. It keeps on doubling. Medium 4, large 8, XL 16. So 2XL 32, 3XL 64, 4XL 128, 5XL 256, 6XL 512. 6x up to 6XL we can increase the warehouse size. Okay, so if you choose the virtual warehouse size as 6XL, you are going to get a cluster of 512 computers. In the backend, you will get a cluster of 512 computers. You're getting it? So 512 computers means like this. What I'm saying is, for your reference, we are saying about the scaling, right? The scaling. This is host means computer. You will get a group of computers connected with network. You will get a group of computers. In the backend, if I choose the warehouse size of 6XL, I'll get a group of 512 computers. That much power I would get. It's not just 512 computers. See, why I'm explaining this is, if your volume of data is more, if number of users are more, okay, you wanted to increase your compute power to bigger compute. Up to 6XL, you can increase the warehouse size. 6XL means 512 computers. 512 computers means, you can handle huge volumes of data. Actually, in real projects, okay, even though you have flexibility to increase the warehouse size up to 6XL, with the current volume of data, max XL, okay, XL max to max 2XL, that is more than enough. None of the clients will use up to 6XL. But in future, even if still volume of data increases, you have flexibility to increase the warehouse size up to 6XL. It's not just 6XL. When volume of data increases, okay, you can scale this. If you choose the warehouse size of 6XL, and in case, for example, all of a sudden, sometimes when traffic goes up, say, as I said, big billion days, or some sales is going on in Amazon, great Indian sale or something, right? Even in US, they'll run sales. Sometimes during peak times and in specific season, the number of users or number of the workload on that server will be, database server will be more. That time, okay, if you only for specific duration, you need still more power. Then you can set your virtual warehouse to auto scale mode. We are going to discuss in detail about virtual warehouse. That time you'll understand what is auto scale mode. In this auto scale mode, whatever is your cluster, suppose 6XL. 6XL means 512 computers you'd get, right? You can add up to 10 clusters of this size. Okay, automatically when there is more workload, if number of users are more, it'll add more clusters up to 10. Okay, once the workload goes down, it will automatically remove those clusters. Okay, when there is workload is more, it will add clusters. When workload goes down, it removes clusters. So 6XL, if you choose, up to 10 clusters of that size, it can add automatically. So 512 into 10, 5120 computers power you can, to that level, you can increase the compute power. Okay, you can get that much of compute power. 5,000 computers, 5120 computers is not a small thing. If your client has to maintain this on your own, it will take a lot of, they have to buy those many computers and they have to pay for that, right? Maintenance and all. But here, suppose you need this cluster of 512 computers, suppose this 5120 computers, you need it for say 5 minutes. You'll pay cost only for 5 minutes. See, in Snowflake, the main advantage is for this virtual warehouses, for this compute, you will pay cost based on usage. Suppose you use this virtual warehouse for 65 seconds, then you will pay cost only for 65 seconds. You used it for 90 seconds, even if it is 6XL. 6XL virtual warehouse, you used it for say like 100 seconds. You'll pay cost only for 100 seconds. You're getting it? So, I mean, you're not going to pay cost for the entire duration, 24 hours like that. You're going to pay on second basis, per second basis. So, I mean, that's the reason. That is another reason why clients are preferring Snowflake. Cost is, I mean, based on usage, you'll pay the cost. And storage cost is separate, compute is separate, right? So whenever we don't need compute, you can suspend virtual warehouse. Any cloud, compute cost will be more usually. Okay, where any cloud provider will make money is compute. So since compute is separate in Snowflake, whenever we don't need compute or when we need smaller compute, you can go to the smaller warehouse size. Suppose this warehouse I have shown, right? Let me change it to small. You can decrease the size. If you suspend the warehouse, you are not going to pay any cost. So now I have suspended. Now I'm not paying any compute cost now. Okay, the virtual warehouse is in suspended state. So you can see suspended. Now I will discuss about all these virtual warehouses in detail practically. Okay. Apart from this, in Snowflake, if you take, there are a lot of unique features. Okay, and they're adding a lot of features. Let me show you. And quickly, we'll take your questions in next 2-3 minutes. So if you take, since Snowflake is software as a service, right? I was telling about this software as a service. Since it is software as a service, in backend, Snowflake will keep on adding new features. Whatever is trending on data side, all those features Snowflake will add. For example, nowadays, you know, right, ChatGPT is trending. Okay, generative AI service, artificial intelligence service. You know, right? You everyone would have used ChatGPT once. So that is trending on data side. So if you take in Snowflake, you can make use of ChatGPT as well. I mean, that integration is also already included. Since it is software as a service, whatever is trending on data side, they'll include that feature in Snowflake. You have something called Cortex. Let me show you. See, Cortex. Cortex is a generative AI service. Like we have ChatGPT, right? That sort of integration. That is what we call it as generative AI, ChatGPT. That relevant service, Cortex, is already available in Snowflake. Okay, LLM models for machine learning, for AI. Okay, so all to stay competitive in market, Snowflake, since it is software as a service, in the background, they'll add a lot of features. Whatever features your client wants, they can use those features. Okay. I mean, if they don't want to use those features, it's fine. But if the clients wanted to use any of the trending features on data side, Snowflake will keep adding in the background. If they want, they can use. So this way, a lot of features are there. Say Document AI, Copilot. Okay. So if you take Document AI, suppose you have PDF, you have a PDF file. Nowadays, in PDF also you'll have some data, right? Say some text is there in PDF. You received a PDF file for some scanning related data. So from in that PDF, you have got some metrics. Some say, suppose your blood level. Some you know, right? When you have some health scan report, in that you'll have some metrics. You have to extract those metrics from that PDF. So using Document AI, we can get that. Okay, you can extract the text out of PDF. Okay, that PDF is like unstructured data. From that also you can generate the text, and you can do analysis. This kind of unique features. Okay, a lot of other unique features, like say, if you take another unique feature of Snowflake is you have something called marketplace. Let me show you. Suppose if you go to data products, marketplace. Here, some data sets are common for anyone. Suppose if you take trading data, if you take stock market data, right, trading data. Suppose your client businesses to provide recommendations on stocks. wealth management. So your client businesses to provide recommendation on stocks, buy this stock, sell this stock. They'll provide those recommendations. If they have to do that recommendation, they need trading data, right? Daily basis stocks will get traded in the stock market. Okay, so for example, a particular stock, TCS, for example, that how it is going, what is the sentiment, that it is going up or down. You want to do some analysis. You need that data, trading data, the all the news related to that particular stock. So that data is common for anyone. Whoever is into wealth management, everyone needs that data. Suppose I am making use of that data. Suppose if you take another example, suppose I am making use of that. I'm maintaining all the trading data in my database in Snowflake. I'm making use of that data for my own analysis. Now, I wanted to sell that common data, that public data set, not my analyzed results, that public data set with someone and make some money. That also I can do. I can publish to marketplace and make money. Okay. Suppose if you take earlier when COVID-19 was there, COVID was there used to be a lot of variants in COVID, right, throughout the world. So all pharma clients, healthcare clients, they wanted to do analysis to bring vaccine, and they wanted to analyze what are the symptoms in which region, what are the variants, based on variant, what are the symptoms, and in which region the cases are going up, what variant is there. That kind of analysis. Based on that, they wanted to come up with a vaccine. I mean, got it? So for everything, data will be used. Okay. So that data is also common for all healthcare or pharma clients. So that kind of data sets, if you wanted to get, I mean, anyone has already brought all the COVID-19 related information. See here, COVID data. Okay. This data is if you wanted to use for your analysis, since this is common data, it will be available in marketplace. Anyone would have published it. So they are already brought that data into Snowflake. They will sell that data for others with minimal price. Instead of you bringing all that data into Snowflake, you can make use of data for your analysis. Got it? These are not static data sets, live data sets you will get. Okay, with certain amount. Even I have brought that data, for example, related to my business. I wanted to sell that data to someone and make money. That kind of innovative things also you can do in Snowflake. Got it? That is what we call it as marketplace. This way, a lot of unique features are there. Trending, whatever is trending on data side, all those features Snowflake will bring in. Okay, to stay competitive in market. So if you learn Snowflake, what I wanted to highlight is, even in future, it is not going to get outdated like other skills. Okay, the core, as I said, the architecture, how you use that UI, everything will be same. They'll keep adding features, new features. Okay, whether your client wanted to go for them, you will get in detail how to use that feature in their Snowflake documentation, if on all features. So if your client wanted to use that feature, they can refer to that documentation and they can start using it. Got it? It is not mandatory for them to use, and there are no additional charges also in Snowflake. For anything, there is no fixed charge or licensing cost. How you are going to pay cost is purely based on your usage. Okay, and for using any feature as such, there is no cost. Mainly, there are two types of cost in Snowflake: storage and compute. Those are the main costs. Storage cost also is very minimal. Mainly compute cost. Compute also you are going to pay mainly based on usage. Okay, because of these reasons, right? Snowflake is trending on data side. Yeah, and if you take regarding the course, as I said, we'll have like sessions from, or the timings of the batch will be 7:30 to 8:30. Okay, you will get interview preparation kit. Even for certification, you'll get Snowpro dumps, certification dumps. If anyone wanted to take certification, it is not mandatory, but if anyone wanted to try, you can easily clear certification as well. Even as a part of our training, we'll be covering all interview related scenarios, what issues you face, challenges you face, the Snowpro certification related questions with answers. I mean, those scenarios also will be discussed, and then um, the project in the end we are going to discuss. Apart from that, the course timings will be 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Okay, got it? 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Indian time, IST, Monday to Friday. That will be the Snowflake session. Okay, and or Saturday we'll have a skill session. Okay, 8 to 9 or 7:30 to 8:30. This will be the timings. And regarding skills, I mean, apart from mandatory skills, we'll discuss Azure Data Factory. Nowadays, if you take Snowflake, um, it is available on all clouds, as I said, AWS, Azure, and GCP. AWS, so to certain level, it is already matured. Nowadays, a lot of new projects on Snowflake, they're coming with in combination with Azure. We will be discussing both AWS and Azure integration. GCP, the market share is very less. GCP plus Snowflake combination is still less. Okay, rarely clients will use GCP plus Snowflake combo. Mainly, majority of the clients would be using AWS or Azure with Snowflake. Got it? That combination they'll be using. So we'll be discussing both AWS and Azure integration with Snowflake. Okay. Apart from that, if you take ETL tool, Azure Data Factory integration we'll be discussing. See, guys, don't worry if you're not from data background or SQL background, non-IT, if you're from non-IT background or a fresher, as I said, we'll be starting from basic to advanced. You don't have to worry about all these things. Whatever we are going to discuss, follow those things blindly. Okay. See, I know like a lot of, even if you want to turn outside, you'll have resources, but it is all structured. Our training is all structured. Okay. What each and every topic, whatever all scenarios, what you get in interviews, what you get in certification, what challenges you face in real projects, all those we have, I mean, we are going to cover. We have already, um, so I mean, we know, right, what questions are being, what challenges the candidates will get. Since all those we are discussing, it will be easy for you to, if you have to learn the same level of content what we are discussing on your own, even if you pay full attention, minimum it will take 6 months for you. I mean, if you have to learn on your own. Here, since it's already structured, daily if you spare 1 hour, say it is the content is like Snowflake 40 hours. Okay, Snowflake and other relevant services what are required, and SQL, like it will be around 8 to 10 hours. Okay, few other SQL related thing we'll be discussing in Snowflake itself, like say for example functions, views, procedures, those things. Okay, the other regular SQL things like say joins, or regular system defined functions, string date functions, all those things will be covered in the SQL session every Saturday. Other advanced SQL topics, right, they'll be discussed in Snowflake sessions itself. Okay, if anyone has any doubts, we can discuss now. Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
As if anybody I don't has, but I feel like sharing something. May
Mm-hmm.
I? Yeah. So, see, for me, like, so I already got a chance to be with I don't know, help me out, be with Ashok before. I was like learn here itself in the same platform, and I was work more than 3.5 years in almost 3.5 years in same company. And then I
Mm-hmm.
went to the market. I just came back, and then I asked Arun, just help me out, man. I want to see kind of brush up and I hear how the demo is working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like sharing, man. Thank you, man.
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, and one more thing is, as I said, majority of the, I mean, candidates who has joined today's demo as well, there are all, majority of them are from referral. Whoever got placed earlier, their friends or their relatives, such people, they have referred. So since a lot of our candidates are getting placed, so in referral itself, we'll get a lot of candidates for our training.
Yeah, you as you mentioned, I like this word when you said that it is so structured.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can say, last time when I put my resume,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like little scary because how
Mm-hmm.
it may work, but maybe it got like theoretically I got good by listening to it, and I put
Mm-hmm.
my resume just like for like testing purpose, not the real one, just like in one
Mm-hmm.
paper. I
Mm-hmm.
got lot many calls, and a very interesting thing was I
Mm-hmm.
got placed in lot many. Even I can't believe. I used to say I don't know even in fact, and today
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to learn. And anyway, I just chosen the company I work right now. But that's very interesting, And then
Mm-hmm.
maybe that could be the reason that schedule in that way. The all the basics initially, and even I
Mm-hmm.
practiced for a bit. But yeah, I felt yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, take care.
Yeah. Yeah. So someone was asking about the timings. Actually, I'm also working. So the thing is, we'll have only one batch. So every 2 months a new batch will start. So we don't run multiple batches. It's only one batch. That's the reason people also will be more like usually. So if in case if you miss, see the session timings will be 7:30 to 8:30. That is the most feasible time for majority of them. In case if you miss, even if you miss, if you join the session or not, you are going to get the recordings daily basis. In case if anyone are not able to, like say follow up, I mean join the session, either you are joining or not, you are going to get this as I said, daily basis. If you are going to join the session or not, you are going to get all these things: the document, the recording, the code, content, everything. So you can in your free time you can try to catch up and complete those missed sessions in case if you miss any day. I know nowadays if you're working, it is hybrid mode. Someone have to go to travel to office. You can try to join as much as possible. In case worst case, if you can't join or if you miss in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you can go through the recording and complete. Within that day, you'll get that recording as well. Suppose whatever session I'm going to complete today, even this demo, you'll be getting in couple of time. I mean, couple of hours. Today's recording also. Any other questions or doubts from anyone?
Yeah, so I joined late. I don't know if you have discussed about the pricing part or not. I mean, the course fee.
Yeah, you
Uh,
can. I mean, you can check with whoever has referred you. Okay, or you can ping me separately.
oh, yeah, okay.
Any other questions or doubts from anyone? See, guys, as we get started with the actual contents, I'll keep you posted in the group. Okay. If you are not in the group, you can check with whoever has referred you. They will share you the details how to join the group. Um, so, as in our regular sessions, we'll get started from basic to advanced. So, don't worry. If you're not from data background or skill background, if you're from a non-IT background or freshers, even if you're experienced, as I said, you can skip the skill sessions, initial skill sessions. Um, I'll I'll keep you updated in the group which session you'll have to join. From Snowflake sessions, all sessions you'll have to join. Probably initial SQL sessions you can skip. Once we discuss interview point of view SQL questions, SQL sessions, that time you can join, even on Saturday, if possible. But it is not mandatory. The Snowflake sessions are mandatory for you. Yeah,
And the DBT is part of this training session.
yeah. DBT integration we'll be discussing because nowadays,
Okay.
if you take along with Snowflake combination, DBT is a transformation tool. It is an open source
Mm,
tool. A lot of US clients, especially US and UK clients, are using DBT with Snowflake. So we'll be discussing that integration.
okay.
Hmm. See, if you compare with any other tools which has got certain demand, there might be very easy tools like Power BI and all. If you take, but for them there is no market now. Okay, in out of the complexity, if you wanted to switch to IT, Snowflake is easy to learn and it has demand. If we take other tools which are very easier than Snowflake, like any reporting tool like Power BI and all, just visualization, there is no demand for them. But Snowflake, It is easy and like demanding also. That's the thing.
Hi, sir. Hemant here.
Yeah, Hemant.
I joined just now. I'm not sure what have been covered so
Okay,
far.
you'll get the recording. Don't worry.
Okay.
You can go through the recording.
Have we
I'll,
started the demo? Not yet, right? I mean, the actual core part of the
no, no, no.
demo.
It is just the demo. Today is just the demo. And high
Okay.
level, we discussed what we are going to cover and why you have to learn Snowflake and why Snowflake has demand with the technical reasons. So you can go
Okay.
through the demo. Actual contents will start from most probably Wednesday. We'll have the SQL session. Thursday onwards, we'll have regular Snowflake sessions.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hi, this is
Mhm. Yeah, someone was saying something.
hi, this is Jay Prakash actually.
Yeah, good.
Can I know the difference between Snowflake's developer, Snowflake's data engineer, and a Snowflake's administrator?
Yeah. So if you take, I mean, a developer or data engineer, more or less same. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is not. There is no much difference. Even the few clients they'll call you as Snowflake data engineer. Few they'll call it as developer, Snowflake developer.
Mm-hmm.
So the DBMS, database administrator or DBMS, you will be taking care of, say, in Snowflake. Suppose if you can have multiple users. Okay, so their access related things, access management. So you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to grant certain access to one database to one user, or like there are a few more things like say storage integration setup. You are going to understand like what measure 80% of the DBA content also we are going to cover. Say,
Oh,
and the reason is, suppose for our practice we need to set up Snowpipe, or for our practice from AWS S3 you wanted to load data into Snowflake. So if you take for that authentication, we were going to create something called storage integration. That is created by DBA. But as a part of our session, we are going to show how to create storage integration, because for your practice we need it, right? And even as a developer or data engineer, you also need how it works. Even though you're not going to create storage integration, you need to know the process, how it works. Got it? Even access management,
mm-hmm.
um, how we are going to grant access to a database or set of tables, that we'll be discussing. Because as a developer or data engineer, suppose sometimes you are trying to access one table. Suppose I ran this query, select star from that table name. So in the backend, when I mean, if even though the table is there, let me show you this query I ran today, right? Yeah. Where is that query? Okay, whatever the query that yeah, this query when I ran, okay. Sometimes even though this table is there, it will throw an error saying this table does not exist. This table does not exist. Suppose I'll change the role, and if I go and run this query now, it will say, it will throw an error saying, see the error. What it says, object employee does not exist. Actually, the reason is the
Already.
table is there, but my role which I'm using doesn't have access. Okay, so I mean, in order to understand what is happening in background, you think the table is not there, but actually the table is there in this Snowflake account in that database, but we don't have access to that. Got it? So in order to understand that in detail, you need to be aware of access management as well as a developer or data engineer. So we'll be discussing those things also. If
Okay.
anyone want, if anyone are from database admin background and you want to try as a Snowflake DBA, for them also you can. I mean, this training will help. And apart from the 80% of DBA content, what other things you have to learn, I can share like those resources also additionally for you.
So you will be covering all three roles here.
Yeah, even for lead or architect, whatever are required, those also will be covering.
Okay. Got it.
See, so far, candidates with different levels of background, from fresher to say 20 years of experience, um, such levels, I mean, such background folks have joined the training, and it has helped them. Even architect guys also are able to crack interviews, not like architect roles also, not just the developer, data engineer, lead. Okay, it will be an in-depth training from basic to advanced.
Okay, okay. So after
Hi.
this course, how many years of experience we can
As I
show?
said, as I said, since Snowflake is a new technology,
Mhm.
you don't have to claim more experience, relevant experience. What the clients? I mean, even you can search in LinkedIn or Naukri anywhere. Relevant experience, what they would expect is 2 to 4 years. If you keep 3 years, 3 4 years, that is more than enough. 3 4 years of relevant experience. Suppose you are working on something else, out of your overall experience, 3 4 years of relevant experience. If you keep even 2 years, if you keep, you'll get. But if you keep 3 years relevant experience, you'll get more calls, more interview calls.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Got it, got it.
Sir, for freshers, sir.
Yeah, freshers. If you are see, to be frank, and for freshers, complete freshers, so you are 24 passed out or something, right?
Yeah.
It
Yes,
cannot
sir.
help you much. So if you are, let's say, at least the thing is, suppose you are 23 passed out, 22 passed out, then you can claim certain experience. Out of that, you can claim relevant Snowflake experience as 2 years.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hi, sir. This is
Hi, sir.
Sonali.
This is
Yeah, yeah.
And I've joined from actually United States right now.
Mhm.
So actually, I wanted to know that whether Snowflakes is beneficial for data analytics role or it is major over the data engineer side.
It is both. If you take Snowflake, since it is like a cloud database, you can say in simple terms, Snowflake is like a cloud database. In database, you can do data engineering, data analysis, everything, right?
Okay.
So even if you take in US, Snowflake, especially as I said, in combination with DBT, it has got demand. You can search also there as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
in the portals you can see like if you even in LinkedIn, if you search, you get to show with Snowflake and DBT combination and any cloud, AWS or Azure, you'll have demand.
okay, okay, sir.
Mhm. Even from US, a lot of clients have joined. I mean, a lot of candidates have joined in the previous batches also. US and UK folks, it will be tough. I know the timings will be difficult, but US folks, they have joined, and
Yeah.
it will help them as well.
Also, sir, I wanted to know like from when is actually the course going to begin? Like what date?
From Wednesday, from this coming Wednesday, Indian morning time, 7:30 to 8:30.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Thank you, sir.
Mm.
Hi, sir. This is
Hi,
Arun.
Hitesh.
Hello.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
before
So,
we take other questions, if anyone is not part of the group, whoever has referred you, you can reach out to them. They'll share you the details how to join the group. Yeah, we can go with the questions.
so in this training, how many projects we are going to handle? Is it possible
See,
to handle?
the thing is, it's not about projects. I mean, you need to understand how each and every future. Suppose if you take one topic, suppose as I said, say for example, time travel. What are the real use cases of it? Okay, and what how we are going to use in real project, and what issues or challenges you face. Okay, even in interviews, they will be asking the same thing. Okay, we will be discussing all those things in detail, and in the end, I'll explain you um, like end-to-end flow how it works in the Snowflake projects. Then
So we are learning
I'll share
real-time
you.
scenarios.
Yeah, let me complete. I'll share you a couple of Snowflake clients who are using Snowflake. A lot of clients are using Snowflake. I'll share you the list from each domain, like say finance domain, banking, healthcare, okay, retail. So you can pick the clients, and I'll share you a couple of Snowflake CVs also. So we, based on your understanding, you can keep either Azure or AWS, and you'll have reference CVs, right? Based on that, you'll get to know what roles will play. Already we will have discussed that. You can keep like 2 to 3 projects on Snowflake. Yeah. So out of your relevant Snowflake experience, 2 to 3 projects on Snowflake. If you show in your profile, that is enough.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hi. Hi, Hitesh.
Mhm.
Mansa here. I
Mhm.
wanted to know you will be providing us the assignments every day to work on, or we have to just practice.
Yeah,
how
yeah.
it is going to
See,
be?
as I said, daily basis, as I have shown here, you're going to
Okay.
get the code which I'm using in the project. I mean, in the practice in that session. So here, first thing that you have to do is you have to practice this. Whatever SQL I'm going to share with you, right? You need to try all these things on your in your trial account. Got it?
Okay.
So
Mm.
and you can practice even as a part of this detailed document and all. You'll have set of questions also in the end.
Oh. Mm.
Mm. A couple of things like what on about your understanding and you as I have shown, you'll get the interview preparation kit also on all
Okay.
possible scenarios, questions what you are going to get in interviews. So you should practice these things first. If you can complete this, that is more than enough.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just a confirmation. This course gives us 3 years of experience to claim, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, hi, Amit this side. So, as you told, you will be covering the integration with cloud part as well. So,
Correct.
any cloud expertise, I mean,
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah.
prerequisite.
Don't worry. See, I'll be showing you how to sign up for even the cloud account also, like both AWS and Azure. In if you take cloud, right, AWS or Azure, there are a lot of services. Okay, whatever services that we need for Snowflake as a Snowflake data engineer or Snowflake lead or architect, right? Those things we'll discuss. Not all services in cloud. Okay,
Okay, okay. So,
mainly
even if we
will
don't
be
have any
yeah, yeah.
cloud
That is
knowledge,
fine. That is fine.
okay,
You'll. It is from. I'll show you in detail. It is not like directly. I'll go and show like how we have to create. And as I said, we are not going to use all services in cloud. Okay.
okay,
Only services which are required for Snowflake. We'll be discussing those services. Mainly storage services. Suppose if you take AWS, we'll be mainly using AWS S3. Okay, and IAM for access. If you take Azure, we'll discuss Azure Data Factory, Azure Blob Storage. Okay, even in Azure, how to set up integration, those things. So, and I'll show you how to sign up also for cloud and how to use them. Hmm?
yeah, got it.
It will be from basic. You don't have to worry. Even if you're not from data background, complete freshers who doesn't have any background of, or from non-IT background also, they'll be able to cop up. Okay, don't worry.
Thanks.
And I'll be there to take all your questions also, end of each session if you can't understand anything. Once everyone doubts are clear, then only I'll be dropping off in regular sessions.
Any certifications covering?
Sorry?
Any certifications we will be covering here?
See, after end of this training, you can easily clear Snowpro core certification, even Snowflake Advanced Architect also. Okay, whatever, as I said, in our regular sessions, we'll be covering that, and I'll be sharing set of practice sets and dumps also for Snowpro core and Advanced Architect.
Okay,
But that
okay.
is not mandatory. In case if you're working in a company and if you get any free vouchers, you can take them and you can easily clear.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir. I am Krishna, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
Krishna.
from non-IT background, sir.
Mhm.
How does it work for me, sir?
You are from?
Non-IT background, sir.
Yeah. As I said,
I don't know
from
knowledge about SQL and data,
correct. That's what
these
I'm saying.
things, sir.
On Wednesday or Tuesday when we get started, the first session will be
Yeah,
SQL database basics. Got it?
yeah, sir.
Hmm.
Yeah,
If you follow regularly from beginning,
yeah,
then
yeah,
you don't have to worry. It will be from basic to advanced.
yeah. Thank you, sir.
Hmm.
The classes are from Monday to Friday, or are we going to have it in weekends as well?
So Monday to Friday we'll have Snowflake session. Saturday we'll have SQL session. Sunday will not have session because couple of them are from working guys. So for them to practice, they need 1 day, right?
Correct. Okay, Saturday was dedicated for the SQL sessions.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, got it.
If you're already from SQL background, you can skip SQL sessions on Saturdays.
Okay.
If you're fresher, if you're from non-IT background, you have to join all sessions, even Saturday.
Okay. Like actually, it is like when this Snowflake is introduced into the market, like so.
See, if you
So.
take since 2017 onwards, it started mainly. But boom on Snowflake, a lot of clients started using Snowflake from 2019-20. From that time, I started using Snowflake in 2018 first. That time in India, US, if you take, very less clients are using Snowflake. But
Okay.
from 2019-20 onwards, like a lot of clients started using. Now, if you see, every client, majority of them are using Snowflake. Even in India, clients are using Snowflake. If you take Swiggy, if you take a couple of banks within India, also they are using Snowflake. Indian clients also using Snowflake, not just US and UK clients.
Okay.
Even this NSC is using Snowflake, Stock Exchange. Swiggy is using Snowflake in India. Okay, you can see the list of clients who are using Snowflake here. Snowflake clients. You search in Google, right? It'll take in the documentation. It shows the complete list. Snowflake customers. All the list of customers who are using Snowflake. See, Annual, OpenAI, NYSE. That is a lot of healthcare clients, finance clients. Siemens is using Snowflake, and then view all customers. Right? It shows.
You will be preparing us for Snowflow certification as well.
Yes.
Okay.
If you pick any topic, all the certification questions also we are going to discuss. Even in the interview preparation kit, it will help you for both your interviews as well as certification. Even in interviews, if you take certification things also, they'll ask. You got it?
Yeah.
Any other questions from anyone? Fine. Whoever has doubts or any questions, they can stay in the call. Others can drop off. I'll keep you posted. As I said, if you're not part of the group, if you're referred by someone, you can check with them. They'll share you the details on how to join the group. And we'll probably get started with SQL session on Tuesday or Wednesday. Regular Snowflake sessions after that, continuously. From Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll get started with the actual contents. I'll keep you posted. Any other questions or doubts from anyone?
Hi, Hitesh, Usha here.
Yeah.
So you said we can add the experience accordingly, 2 years or 3 years, right? So currently I am working as HR, so it's completely a different domain. How will I
Right.
be able to add the experience?
I'll discuss with you. I already discussed with you yesterday, right? I'll discuss with you separately on this. Okay.
Okay, done. Okay, yeah.
Any other questions or doubts from anyone? Whatever is your overall experience, you can claim like 2 to 3 years of 2 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience. Then you'll be considered as a Snowflake resource. In simple. Okay, but how to project that? I'll help you. Don't worry.
Hitesh.
Good morning, sir.
Sorry.
Good morning, sir. What jobs can we apply as a fresher?
See, fresher in the sense, if you claim you have zero experience, right?
Yes,
Then
sir.
then it is you won't get direct calls, right? You have to go through the regular process. Like say you have to give like aptitude test, then you will have interviews and all. But if you have certain gap after education, you need to keep certain experience on Snowflake, and you have to project your profile. Who has referred you?
Sai Mahesh, sir.
Okay. I'll discuss with you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hi, Hitesh. This is Girish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just what is the duration of this course? Like in how many days it will be completed?
It'll take 50 days, max
Okay.
2 months. Within 2 months, it will be completed.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Hitesh.
Ritesh, Hemant here.
Yeah, Hemant.
See, actually, I am a data warehousing and a data engineer guy. Okay,
Correct.
I think you already know about my background.
Yeah.
Now, see, like Snowflake is a RDBMS with
No, it is not RDBMS.
cloud features.
Snowflake is not RDBMS. It is mainly used for OLAP data
OLAP.
warehouse. Yeah. But I mean, initially it started as a OLAP cloud data warehouse, but now it supports a lot of other workloads. So you have Databricks. You would have heard about Spark, right? That functionality is also available in Snowflake. Snowpark.
PySpark.
Snowpark.
Snowpark. Okay.
That way, if you take anything on data side, you will be able to do in Snowflake.
We know that all future is going to be AI. Like, will it support the AI capabilities like machine
Yeah,
learning?
that's what I'm saying, right? You have Cortex, you have a lot of Gen AI related features, machine learning, LLM models, everything Snowflake supports.
Supports. Okay.
Yeah. So earlier, as I said, it is just a cloud data warehouse when it started. But now, within Snowflake, you can do anything.
AI related tasks.
AI, ML, data science, everything you will be able to do.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
compared to other, say, cloud services, so suppose you take Azure or AWS, right? You have services for each thing, for machine learning, for like AI, right? But in Snowflake, everything you'll get it within Snowflake, and it will be easy also to use for you because Snowflake is a software as a service. Okay. Suppose if you take, I missed to explain in the demo, like we have something called Streamlit. Streamlit is Snowflake. Streamlit is like you can build apps within Snowflake, data apps. Okay, as a part of that app, you can have AI service, you can have LLM service, machine
It is
learning
something
service,
related to
and
the
we
right
can
to deploy the machine learning models.
yes,
Streamlit.
correct.
Okay.
That Snowflake has acquired that Streamlit. Earlier, it was an open source. Open source in the sense, it was. It is even now. It is open source, but initially, it was owned by a couple of folks. Like since it has the capability to build apps and all, Snowflake has bought it, and it has included Snowflake. Included that in Snowflake, and it has made it as open source. Suppose if you see, let me open this and show you. There you can build data applications and all. You can sell those apps also. You can publish to marketplace and you can sell.
Okay.
Yeah, that sort of capability you have. See here. If
Okay.
you take Streamlit, here you will build apps, data apps.
Okay. It is in. Okay.
So here you can use as a part of this app. You can use AI, ML, okay, generative AI, Cortex, everything. And you suppose you wanted to build a chatbot on top of your data.
Okay.
Suppose you give some instruction, find me top 10 customers with
Okay.
particular thing on top of your data. It will give you the it will give you the data itself, insight itself, the dashboard.
Okay.
That sort of things also you can build in Snowflake.
Okay.
So we will be knowing all these things, right? In this
Mainly
course.
data engineering things we'll be discussing. See, if you have to use, Snowflake has got the capability to do everything, but the clients still mainly they'll use it as a cloud data warehouse. Got it? 90% of the clients, Snowflake is being used right now as a cloud data warehouse. Maybe in future, they start using all those features. Snowflake has added everything in Snowflake, all features, all capabilities. Okay, it's up to the client whether they wanted to use it or not. Got it? So right now they're not using. Maybe in future they'll start using it. As I said, mandatorily what you need is data warehousing, Snowflake, SQL, the cloud exposure, either Azure or AWS, mainly the storage services and other things, how the integration works and all. Apart from this, if you know, already if you are into Snowpark, say the PySpark or any AML related things, So all those capabilities, even in Snowflake, it supports. Few clients are using it. Say 5 to 10% of the clients, they'll use those advanced features also, but they'll be usually separate team. You know, right? AI is a separate wing in the sense data engineering is separate. You'll have a separate team for data engineering. You'll have a separate team for AI or ML. That's how it will be, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
It is like, this is a database, right? So since we have to load or extract data from it, so for everything we need the ETL tool. Apart from the DBT, which is the mostly used ETL tool, the cloud ETL tool in
DBT
the
is not a ETL tool actually. First thing, it is a transformation tool. Just
transformation tool.
transformation you can do in DBT. But earlier in Snowflake, I mean, we don't have the capability to extract data. But now they have added that also in Snowflake. You can see you have got those features as well to extract the data from migrations, right? You
Mhm.
go and see the migrations. You have you can convert. I mean, for conversions from Oracle Teradata SQL Server, you have got like features within Snowflake if you have to migrate. And
Okay.
then even if you take this open flow, this is a new feature, very new feature. Here you would like to extract data from any source. Okay,
Okay. Mhm.
you can extract within Snowflake using this open flow. Here internally in the backend, it uses Apache. See, let me show.
Okay, it has the extract capabilities, right? I mean, for any like a structure or semi-structure, unstructured
Yes,
sources.
yes. See, Apache Nifi it uses open source Apache Nifi.
Mhm.
Hmm. So you making use of that, you can extract data from any database, any source, and you can you can use Snowflake as a source or destination, both.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So what's the ETL tool mainly used in the market? Like,
See, nowadays, earlier it's a different case. If you take mainly Informatica, Data Stage, or Microsoft SSIS,
okay.
these talent for big data, these kind of tools were used, right?
Mhm.
Nowadays, ETL tools, there are a lot of tools. ELT tools are available, cloud-based ELT tools, like
Okay.
say Fivetran. So slowly, clients are not restricting to either Informatica or something because of cost, right? Like clients are not using Informatica or Informatica Cloud or Data Stage, these kind of tools. They are using ELT tools.
Okay.
Okay, even whatever is the tool they are using. So if you take tools like, as I said, this cloud-based ELT tools, right? Everyone may not be having experience on that. What they look for is whoever are strong in SQL, Snowflake, core concepts. They will hire that guy. They will give KTR training on that such tools, ELT
Okay.
tools. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how it works. It is easy for you to learn or any ETL tool if you are aware. Such background folks they'll take. If you have exposure on one ETL tool, learning another tool it will not take time. And they're all just drag and drop. If you take ELT tools mainly, you should know the functionality it works. So
Even ELT tool, the cloud ELT tool that is,
nowadays, if you take with Azure, as I said, a lot of new projects on Snowflake are in Azure combination. I said right, Azure, AWS has matured to certain state. Okay, you have
Mhm.
AWS Snowflake projects also. All old projects which are there on Snowflake are in AWS combo,
Mhm.
but new projects are in Azure combo. So in Azure, mainly, right, you have Azure Data Factory. That is the tool they will use. We'll be discussing that ADF integration also. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
So one small question. So, I mean, with this course, I mean, this will help us like to build career in data engineer profile, right?
Yeah, data
Uh,
engineer, developer, SQL database developer.
so,
Okay.
so we'll be completely building up our career in data engineer and not data analyst, correct?
Data analysis also you can build. Data analysis, what is the difference between data engineer and data analyst? Data analyst means you will kind of like use SQL or Python to kind of I mean analyze that data, right? So once you have the data ready, making that data ready for analysis is data engineering. Using that data for analysis is data analyst, right? So it is mix of both. Okay,
Okay.
but mainly data engineering. Okay.
And what about, I mean, suppose we have the data in Snowflake and to represent that data, so are we going to cover like how to represent
Yeah,
those
we'll be
data
we'll
in
be
some
showing how to
dashboards?
create views, materialize views, how to use that, make that data. How we are going to expose that data for reporting.
Yeah, correct. For reporting, suppose we need to create one dashboard so that
Creating
customers
dashboards,
can.
we are not going to show, because
Okay.
mm, that if it is simple, if you have to expose that, if you create views in Snowflake, right, those views
Mm-hmm.
will be used in the reporting tool like Power BI. I can show in one session, probably not in depth. If you want to learn,
Okay.
for that you need to learn Power reporting tool, like any
Okay.
reporting tool like Power BI or Tableau. Okay,
Okay.
that learning using Power BI is simple on top of Snowflake. It is not complex. If you spare 5-6 hours or 2-3 days of time, right, you can
Yeah.
easily learn that tool, Power BI. Or
That guidance also we need. I mean, this is what we are expecting. That
so
will.
I'll speak with you. Who has
Okay.
referred you?
No, no. I only, I mean, got to know from
Okay,
Facebook.
okay, okay, got it. No worries. I'll speak with you. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hitesh.
Sir.
This is.
So coming to the placement,
You see, regarding placement, whoever has referred you, you can speak with them. Okay.
yeah. So once we place, we will get the support, right, from your end, or do we have the resources?
See, regarding placement, you can speak with whoever has referred you. Okay. If you have any questions on the course training, you can discuss now.
Okay.
See, if you
Uh,
learn properly whatever we are covering, if you put your effort, for sure you will get an opportunity. Okay, because there is demand for Snowflake, and it is a easy tool to learn. You have to spare your time and learn properly.
Fine.
Yeah, someone has a question.
yeah, so Sonali this side.
Yes, Sonali.
Meghna Lokhande referred me. Like I'm a lead.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So
got
I wanted to know like what is the procedure for joining this particular course and how will
Yeah,
it
you can speak to like
Meghna.
yeah, Meghna. She will tell you the details. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Any other questions or doubts from anyone? Fine. If anyone has any doubts, they can stay. Others can drop off.